What's up, everybody? What do you say? What do you know? Chuck with SLVRsport. We got Ed on the line.
What's going on, everybody? With the hashtag.
With the hashtag. So something a little different today. I know a lot of folks have asked about myself and Ed's personal collections, what we're interested in. So I did a little bit of eBay buying and selling here since the first of the year. We're doing this video here kind of the end of January, so it's been about a month. I know Ed does a lot of eBay selling under SLVRsport collectibles. My stuff's under Silver Chuck, SLVR Chuck. Right, Ed?
Yep.
There you go. Make sure you're still there, bud.
Yeah.
So basically, since the first of the year, I sold two cards. I sold the 2018 Elite Pen Pals Rookies Baker Mayfield Nick Chubb Blue Ink, which is unofficially numbered out of 49. And a 2013 Upper Deck Ken McAfee All-Time Alumni, numbered 8 out of 25. The Mayfield and Chubb was out of a boombox that I got that I really didn't want to sell. My family got it for me for Father's Day a couple years back. But good old Ed convinced me that they didn't buy me the card. They bought me the boombox.
That's right. Sell high, sell high.
So I sold the card so I can get some cards that, fit in my personal collection. McAfee. Oh, go ahead, Ed.
Well, that card really did turn out to be sweet, too. I mean, the fact that both Baker and Nick Chubb are on the same team and have done well. It was a really cool card, and I'm sure it was hard to part with, right? But,
Yeah. But
I think you got some better stuff in return for your personal collection.
Absolutely. The Ken McAfee, I was just looking through one of my old binders that me and the kids put together, and I just checked it out. For some reason, this one card of this guy was selling for like over $200. And I couldn't believe it. The other cards of this guy's auto were selling for like $10. So, I guess this guy, this Ken McAfee, he was a beast of a tight end for the Irish back in the 70s, like with Joe Montana as his quarterback. But he only did 1 year in the NFL. Joe Walsh wanted him to move to guard. He said no, so he went and became a dentist. So,
Yeah, and you got a couple bids on that one too, right?
Yeah, like the next day. Yeah, the next day. So basically, I sold two cards for about $450, and I'll show you what I was able to flip that into for my personal collection.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
So yeah, basically, my personal collection, for those who don't know, is the Bears, and more specifically, kind of Bears Hall of Famers. So one that I needed that I got with some of my proceeds was Richard Dent auto. It's not that great, desirable of a card. It's an action packed, but look at this sweet ass thing, dude.
Yeah.
Richard Dent, 8th round pick, 4-time Pro Bowler, right?
Sacking Jim Kelly, who went to 4 Super Bowls and never won one, right?
Exactly. And that's what caught my eye. An autograph, a Hall of Famer sacking a Hall of Famer.
Can we see the back of that card too, real quick?
Absolutely, man. The back of this thing with the all Madden team, with the nice little portrait picture of John Madden on there with his little X's and O's.
With his squiggly lines, yeah.
The thing is great. It's the older guys. I always make sure I get an authenticated one, PSA or Beckett. But so a Hall of Famer, Richard Dent, nice autograph, $22.
And part of the best defense ever to walk the field in the NFL.
Right? A hell of a score, I think. The next one I was able to pick up was a National Treasures rookie, Tariq Cohen. And I know, not a Hall of Famer, not really a Hall of Fame potential, but the dude is fun to watch.
Joystick.
The human joystick, man. The dude is fun to watch. And again, National Treasure is something that, is pretty pricey and hard to have into a collection. But I couldn't pass it up. It was just, he's a good guy to watch. I picked this one up, $12. Autographed rookie, National Treasures.
Yeah, you can't beat that, right? Because somebody paid $1,000 to open that box.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to getting Tariq back next year. Again, he's not your 3-down back, but he is like a Kevin Falk, scat back kind of guy that could have a long career if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, dude's 5'6", 185.
Yeah.
You know? So
Might as well be $1.25 running around amongst them grown men's.
Well, exactly. You know, it's crazy. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there you go.
Right? Look at that.
Look at a crew cut on that guy.
1964 Philadelphia Mike Ditka.
Yes,
Played.
sir.
I'm telling you, he was a first-round pick in both the NFL and AFL draft in '61. 5-time Pro Bowler, NFL 75th anniversary team, 100th anniversary team, 60s All-Decade, 100 Greatest Bears, number 89 retired by the Bears. I mean, it's the coach, you know.
Gotta love you some Ditka. Is that Hall of Fame you subscribed on the bottom there?
Yep, little HOF 88, and thanks for pointing that out, because like this again, it's a 64 Philadelphia. You know, it's weird because in 64 Philadelphia got the rights to produce football cards from like 64 to 67 from Topps. They were a gum company that made swell gum out of Pennsylvania. Ditka's from Pennsylvania. I mean, it's just kind of cool. I like this one. Oh, go ahead, Ed.
Does that mean there's a gum stain on the back of it?
Look at you, one step ahead of me. There is a bit of a gum stain on the back of it.
Perfect. That just brings it to life.
Right, I like it. I like the little quirk. It's a kind of a cool quirk for me, you know. I mean, the card is well loved. It's not graded. It's just authenticated. But you know, it's a well loved card. You know, little rounded corners. But it's a '64 Philadelphia autographed Hall of Fame Mike Ditka in my collection again. You know.
Yeah. You're not gonna find any PSA 10s of those.
Again and now, but wait, there's more. I got me a Monty rookie ticket optic. Oh, Mike Ditka, by the way, $100. So.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Montgomery, again, not a Hall of Famer, solid Kurt running back, you know, out of Iowa State, hard runner, great after contact, right, Ed?
Oh, yeah. I love the guy, right? I'm looking for big things. If we can just get a little bit of an O-line and give him them first couple of steps, man, and not get hit in the backfield, I think he's going to be a 1,500-yard rusher every year.
Right, and I agree. And I might have overpaid a little bit for this one, but I got me earlier last year, I got me a nice little Roquan Smith that looks like that, and I thought it looked awesome in a black one-touch. So when I saw this one, I was like, all right, I got to have it. $35, might have overpaid a little bit for him, but I think it's a cool card. On-card autograph.
Yeah, the silver hollow on-card, right? Is it numbered?
It is not numbered, no.
Not numbered.
But that's okay.
Sweet. I need to get me one of those too. I got me a couple David Montgomerys, but I do like the look of that hollow contenders ticket there.
Yeah. Now this next one was one that I've kind of one of the real old guys that is really great to have in my collection. I got me a Red Grange autograph.
Oh yeah.
Played for the Bears in 1925, and then again from 29 to 34. Two-time NFL champ, 20s All-Decade, 100 Greatest Bears. Number 77 retired for the Bears because of this guy. And really just, if you watch it, there's a lot of stuff like on ESPNU and stuff about the college game from the 150 years of the college game. The guy really legitimized the NFL.
Yeah.
When it first came out, it was everyone said it's commercialized. It's a weaker brand of football. He actually signed with the Bears while still in school at University of Illinois, which is the reason why the NFL has the Red Grange rule, saying the players graduating class had to have left college for them to be eligible to be in the NFL. I mean, it's tweaked since then, but guys still got to do their 2 years in college or whatever.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah,
look at the penmanship on that guy. That's some classy writing right there.
Right.
For a guy that was banging heads in a leather helmet, that's some classy writing right there.
Now, this card, it says trading card on it. A little interesting story. The guy I bought it from, he actually had two up there. He sent the one that I really didn't want. This is a 1977 Touchdown Club. 1977 Touchdown Club featured about 50 past greats of the NFL. And they were sold as complete sets. and they actually sent you the addresses of all the players when you bought a set from them, so you can send them to the player to get signed.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, for these guys that do these, signatures through the mail, I know Haas is awesome at that. How great would that be? Someone sends you a set of 50 cards and 50 addresses for you to mail the card off.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who do those great TTM videos, right? If you're interested in doing that, check out the Haas of Cards channel. He's got an instructional video, tells you what website to use and all that to send off cards to. Some players that do it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's really great. So, all in all, after some back and forth with the guy who bought it, he actually cut down the price a little bit, because this one's, as you can see, is not as centered as the other one I was looking at. But it's a really cool, again, 1977 Touchdown Club is what these were called. So this one now, with the money kicked back to me, $100.
Yeah,
$100 for a red Grange. I mean, a guy who was just, I mean, you mentioned Red Grange, people know he was a football player. They may not know a lot about him. They may not know when he played, but Red Grange is, one of those names that is just goes with NFL football. So yeah, I'm really happy to have that one.
And he's not signing stuff anymore, right?
Nope. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
So again,
really right there.
$100. Yeah. Next guy we got here is a Doug Atkins, defensive end. It's a 1960 tops. Doug Atkins played from 55 to 66. He was originally drafted by the Browns. He won the 1954 championship with them, but he was traded to the Bears for some guy named Ken Gorgel in a 3rd and 6th round pick. And then, with John Madden, his play-by-play guy was Pat Summerall, right?
Right.
Pat Summerall tells a story that the Browns traded Doug Atkins away for nothing is because he burped out loud during a team meeting.
Oh, yeah. You had to be classy back then.
So, he went on 8-time Pro Bowl, 4 times All-Pro, won the 63 championship with the Bears, the 100th anniversary NFL all-time team member, 60s all-decade, and 100 greatest Bears of all time. I mean, it's just, again, I'm looking at in the 3-point stance. There was a few cards out there to choose from for Doug Atkins. All his signatures are all like kind of tucked away on a corner of the card, which is, kind of quirky, kind of cool. But again, it's in the lighter part of the card, so it's nice and clear, able to see. I love the 3-point stance, and now I got a 1960 tops in my personal collection.
Oh yeah, that's very sweet, and I really dig those vintage cards just because, well, for all the history behind them, and for two, the little things you talk about, like when guys were expected to have manners and act like what men were expected to act like back then, right?
Yeah,
it's just a different era, different culture entirely than what we are now, and it's cool to bring back memories, right?
But there is one more thing I gotta talk about Doug Atkins. Now that Ed talked about class and everything else, now I'm gonna lowbrow it because this is gonna be my personal all-time favorite. Chucking out the fact, Doug Atkins finished his career with the New Orleans Saints, right? And his last game of his career, in the season finale, the last play, he sacked the quarterback to preserve the win. That quarterback for the Steelers at the time, Dick Shiner.
No, he was not Dick Shiner.
Dick Shiner. Doug Atkins sacked Dick Shiner in the last play of his career.
How was that guy still running around with that name?
And I paid $52 for a 1960 Doug Atkins autographed Topps card.
Awesome deal. And, a lot of people talk, like in the investing world, you talk about the vintage cards. A lot of people are saying, vintage cards is kind of the market that has not really been tapped yet by all these new folks in the hobby, right? So,
yeah,
if you're buying them for your personal collection, but whatever it is, they're never going to go down, right?
Right.
Not like the newer cards could.
Yeah. And speaking of older cards and older guys, the last one I was able to buy by selling my cards here this past month, George Musso. Moose. Played for the Bears from 33 to 34. He was an offensive guard and tackle and a defensive middle guard. Played all his years with the Bears. 3 times Pro Bowl.
Iron Man football, huh?
Yep. 4-time NFL champ. 75th anniversary team. 1930s all-decade team. 100 greatest Bears of all time. The thing I like about Moose here, George Musso, he was huge for his time. He was 6'2", 270. And he is one of the reasons why the Bears back then were nicknamed Monsters of the Midway. Because dude was huge. I mean, if you can like YouTube some old clips, you know, it's real grainy and stuff, but you can see he was huge on the field compared to everybody else. I mean, first player to win all NFL honors at 2 different positions, tackle in 35, guard in 37. Again, these guys, you know, from that played in the 20s and 30s to the early 40s, there wasn't a lot of football cards out there. So I kind of have to now be picky and choosy about what I get. This is a 1990 Swell autograph. We talked about Swell because of the Philadelphia Gum Company. Swell Gum, Swell Card. So kind of a tie-in there. That's why I went with the Swell. There's some cards out there, Immortal Roll Call, Football Immortals, that were made like in the 80s that were signed. But this one, I kind of, again, a quirk of mine, I kind of like to tie into the Swell Gum to the Philadelphia Gum Company.
Right.
So it's pretty much the stock image of George Musso. If you look around, all the cards that, you know, reprint cards of his is this picture. But I thought the autograph was really bold and clear. I kind of like the way it's angled across the picture. And again, it's a little a small tie-in with the Philadelphia Gum Company, who did produce football cards, and this reprint. This is actually from 1990.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty crazy, and I do have a chucking out the fact about George Musso as well. It's pretty much guaranteed he's the only NFL player in history that played football against 2 presidents.
Oh wow.
He played against Ronald Reagan in 1929 while he was playing for Millikan University, and Ronnie was playing for Eureka College. Musso's squad won 45-6. And in 1935, Musso was in the NFL, and Gerald Ford was playing for Michigan, back when they used to have the All-Star game versus the college champions, or college All-Stars versus NFL champions. And the Bears won 5-0.
Oh, how cool is that?
Right? So
that's a nice little chucking out the facts.
You like that? That was pretty good. George Musso, 1990 Swell autograph, $25.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, basically I was able to turn 2 cards that I sold for about $450 into 7 autographed cards for my personal collection that include 5 Hall of Famers for just under $400.
That's awesome, dude. The price of a low-end hobby box right now.
Yeah. Right, and again, you know, personal collections are just that. It's personal to you. Whatever you want to collect, you collect. You know, this is kind of what I've been doing, and I don't know. I love it. I
think it's awesome, man, and I think it was great. I think people are gonna really enjoy this video, right? And I know I did. I do, though. I know you got the Allen Robinson up there in the background, just because I know a lot of people like to check out the background. What do you got there in the middle in your background?
Yeah, in the middle here, I got a Bears media guide from 1952. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. It's the first one of these I bought. It's got George Halas is in it, Bulldog Turner's in it, Bill George is in it, George Connor's in it. I mean, the Bears really kind of stunk it up this year, but it was the roster was chocked full of guys who are eventually Hall of Famers for the Bears.
Legends, yeah.
Yeah,
great.
so I actually just put it in this frame, but else I'd thumb through it for you. But I mean, it's just it's kind of a cool thing. It's all these little things. I mean, whatever team you follow, there's history, you know. So and personally, I think going out and finding that history about the team you follow is one of the best parts about being a fan. But
yeah. And what you got on the right there? Who's the pitcher?
Oh, this is kind of my placeholder here. This is a Bronko Nigurski photo that came with an autographed index card. Now, again, these older guys, I personally highly recommend buying authenticated. This was not authenticated, but it was at an auction, and I think it went low because the auction Nigurski was misspelled in the description, and it's not authenticated, but it's spelled right on the autograph. It went real cheap. I actually picked this up minus the frame for about $20. So
it was authenticated. It was just authenticated by Chuck.
So I consider this one a placeholder. You know, I'm.
If you're checking out facts, you know Chuck knows his autographs.
I try, but yeah. So I mean, it's cool. That's kind of my personal collection. I got a lot more. I think I'm up to 17 Bears Hall of Famers autographs now. So again, the Bears, they're a tough one. There's about 30 of them in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, it's getting there.
Very, very cool, man.
But yeah, thanks everybody for checking us out and hearing me through. Because I know Ed does a lot of box openings, and I don't do quite as much because I dump my money into stuff like this.
This is cool, man. Variety is good. I think it's awesome.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thanks everybody. We're out.